Chapter 36. Brown and red patterned carpet, gray cubicles, fluorescent lights, a water cooler, a mail cart, the soft click of fingers typing on computer keyboards. Suddenly, I wasn't in a secret U.S. government detention facility. I was in an office building. A U.S. government office building, I was sure, but not another floor full of locked doors and interrogation rooms. I heard footsteps behind me, boots running in the stairwell, and I backed away from the door. The nearest cubicle was empty, and I slipped inside and hid under the desk. I waited for the door to fly open, for dozens of soldiers and security officers to come pouring through and catch me, but nothing happened. The door didn't open. No soldiers came charging through. Of course, they wouldn't have expected me to be able to get past the keypad security. They didn't know I'd come through onto this floor. They had run on by, still expecting to find me somewhere in the stairwell. I had time to catch my breath, but not too much time. Pretty soon now, they'd figure out that I had to have made it through one of those doors, and they'd trip the alarm, start searching all the other floors. The alarm! I listened. There wasn't an alarm going off on this floor, and you couldn't hear the alarm from downstairs all the way up here. Maybe the people on this floor didn't know there was a prisoner loose. Maybe the people on this floor didn't even know there were prisoners in the building at all. That was a chilling thought. I peeked up over the edge of my cubicle. There was a woman in the next cubicle with her back to me, typing away at her computer with headphones on. One whole wall of her cubicle was filled with pictures of a black and brown dog, a German shepherd maybe, on hikes, at the lake, on the couch. This lady loved her dog. The cubicles stretched out across the room, interrupted every now and then by big white pillars. I saw somebody stand up in one of the cubicles, a man, and I ducked instinctively. He went the other direction, though, and I watched him walk to a copier on the far side of the room near the elevators. The elevators. I couldn't go back in the stairwell. They'd be looking for me there. But the elevators, they were my ticket out of here. But they were all the way across the room, and I didn't exactly look like I worked here. The man and the woman were both wearing business suits. I was wearing jeans, sneakers, and one of my t-shirts that they'd brought to me from home when my stay as a guest became more like semi-permanent resident. I didn't look like a government agent. I looked more like the pizza delivery boy. Delivery boy? I peeked around the cubicle door at the mail cart parked by the stairs. I might not look like I belonged in a cubicle, but maybe I would pass for a mailroom delivery guy. Unless the mailroom delivery guys in secret U.S. government facilities wore suits too, or were soldiers or something, but it was worth a shot. I certainly couldn't go back the way I came. The mail cart was like a two-decker shopping cart with a handle on one end and wire baskets on top and bottom. The top was filled with file folders with names on the labels. People who worked on this floor, I guessed. The folders were all empty. Somebody had already delivered all the mail. That was good. I wasn't going to be doing any real delivering. The bottom part of the cart had a bunch of brown 9x12 envelopes in it, each one with 3 columns of spaces on each side where you could write in the name of the person inside the building you wanted the envelope to go to. Inner office mail. These were empty too. An ID badge hanging off the top basket had a picture of a guy named Chad Dill, position, mail clerk on it. He didn't look a thing like me. What the heck? I buried my gun in the pile of envelopes, took a deep breath, picked out the elevators across the room, and started pushing.